Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to the JU-388J. Before we go into the gameplay, where I showed you what I managed to be able to do with the plane, I want to be in the hangar and want to have a quick look at the plane, since you potentially don't have it in your hangar in terms of previewing it, because it is a current reward vehicle available or obtainable in the ongoing Battlefield Engineer event. And the question is it worth it? To give you the quick answer, not in my opinion. I don't think that this is a really great plane, and I want to go in depth, and you will see it also later in the gameplay, why that is. Obviously, it is a battle rating 4.3 German rank 4 interceptor or twin engine heavy fighter, and on paper it looks great. It has radar, it does have lots of guns, it has an air start, it also has schräge Musik, which is rather rare in War Thunder, and it has even defensive gunner. So yeah, and when you look at the Ju-288C, which in my opinion is one of the best bombers or prop bombers in the game in its flight performance, you might think, oh, well, this might be good, right? But no, there are in the German tech tree and in all other tech trees at this battle rating and even at lower battle ratings much better planes. So now let's begin with the quick review, and yeah, let's begin here with the armament, and it is mounted below the fuselage. And don't adjust your screen, yeah, they are mounted at an angle, so you're firing downward, so you have to fly up to actually be able to go into a head-on, which is super awkward, and even in a turn fight this is really bad, and not something that I would think is really great. Maybe for ground pounding, because then you don't really go towards the target, but you don't have any sort of bombs or rockets as additional armament, so this is probably for late game. And just a side note, so really bad. But the guns themselves, two 30mm MK108 with 220 rounds, and then two 20mm MG151s with a lot of ammunition, and on top of this, quite literally, two additional 20mm in some sort of schräge Musik arrangement, which is rather rare within War Thunder. I think only one other German heavy fighter has it, and one Japanese heavy fighter, and I think that's basically it. But also the P61 has, with the quadruple 50 cal turret, also a more versatile schräge Musik arrangement. So there is that. And as back turret, you can see that this is the very same arrangement as with the Ju-288C, and instead of a useful 20mm, which is absolutely awesome, you have two very bad 13mm. They have horrible accuracy, they have horrible damage output regardless of the shell or the bell type that you use, and they overheat rather quickly and need a very long time to cool down. Very bad, although the firing angles are good. So on paper, this plane, you know, it has lots of guns, it has lots of ammunition, it is a derivative of one of the best bombers in game. It is fast in a dive, and also it has radar, and it has also an air start. So how bad can it be? Well, it depends on what you think about. So yeah, the Silverline capabilities are there. I have a test drive, so the premium modifier isn't there, but this is the maximum amount of Silverlines that you can obtain. But I think that the Russian plane that you get, the I-180S, is just simply better and more fun. This one is just troublesome. So without further ado, let's hop into some gameplay and let's see what we can do with the plane, and let's discuss the remaining characteristics. The first point of demonstration is here the defensive gunner, and yes, I might not be the best gunner out there, but I would have killed this guy certainly with my 20mm, and there you could see how easily the 13mm overheat, and how long in contrast it takes to cool them down. And there I got a critical hit in. I tried out both bell types, and they're equally bad in my opinion, in my experience. And on any German plane with those gunners, they are maybe a nice addition, but once you have the 20mm, then it's just better. The accuracy problems, the overheat issues, and the lack of damage output is just really bad. and you're lucky if you get a kill assist out of this. So yeah, I got here saved by a teammate. And the other thing is that the plane is rather fragile. 50 cals will tear it apart, 20 millimeters will tear it apart. It's a big target. It is just not the same kind of copy paste plane, and just trying to make it better. And there you can see how awkward it is in the head-on, and how much you have to lift the nose of the plane. And this is maybe good for preventing aircraft collisions, but at the end of the day, it's really bad, and the plane wobbles all over the place. So in this short battle, I just want to discuss here the diving capabilities. The problem of the plane is that it has quote-unquote a limited top speed of 640, 660 kilometers per hour, where then you get the message reduced speed. The issue is that unlike the bomber, you don't have air brakes, and while you really do not lock up, it is still very awkward. I just look at where the flight axis is and where the aim axis is, and how much luck I had here with this aim, because the plane just wobbled into the right direction, if you will. The turning capabilities are nicer than on the bomber though, because the bomber can rip the Ju-288, whereas the Ju-388 has more, well, breathing space, if you will. And just look at how I got the kill on this P-38. I aimed, yeah, this is how you have to aim. This is extremely awkward. And then the P-38 dove into the 30mm shell. So the firepower, if you get it on target, is great, but it's not really good. And this is actually one of the points. And I think that other planes, such as the TAR-152A1 and also the Heinkel 290A7, they're just simply better. Hell, even the BF-109Z is better, and that comes from me. So here are the results. They would be twice as high, so I would have earned 70,000 civil lines and made 9,000 modification research points, because because this is a test drive, I don't get here the bonus. Again, look at this awkward aiming here, and I was very lucky. Again, we get a critical hit here on the B-25, and I think the plane is not really shit. Okay, the plane is not an absolute disaster, and people will say, oh, I like it, oh, I think it's great, oh, I had great battles. Yeah, versus allies, that's always, but let's be honest, in terms of single plane performance, this is not good, and you have to really train with this awkward aiming, and the schräge Musik just adds to the weight of the plane, adds to the sluggishness, rather than being a useful weapon. In theory, when you want to hunt an enemy, there you see how I just rolled out of the desired path. The schräge Musik is not really useful. On the Japanese plane, it is a different story, since it is angled more forward, and on the German heavy fighter, I think it is then at a lower battle rating. It has twice as many guns, although even there it is not really that useful. Here then also the plane rolled out of control. I thought I would have in line, so that it would fly in a straight line, so I could use the back gunner, but no. And since I had so much speed advantage and altitude advantage, I can, for the moment, outrun the BTD. The next thing is that I see that he turns away, and obviously then I want to follow him, and you can see the plane turns here somewhat reasonably well. The BTD-1 then sees me that I follow him, and he turns around, and he has a much closer turning circle, so that he, even at 2 kilometers distance, still can go into the head-on. And again, this awkward aiming, this is not good. But we get the kill. So I happily take any head-on. I always take happily any sort of risky maneuver to get a kill, because it is rather rare. I don't show you the scenes where I just was obliterated, where I was easily outclimbed despite having the air start. It is at the end of the day still a medium bomber derivative, but not in a good way. So in my opinion, the Ju-288C, the premium bomber, just refined a flight model so that it could pull more cheese, and remove all the bomb options for some more guns or some front guns, and it would be a significantly better plane, even with the one battle rating higher. It is that awkward to aim with those front guns. Again, the radar is cool, and just in a moment we will see then also the good side about the radar. Again, no air brake, but then the brakes and the landing flaps, they just deal the job fine. They just deal with the job just fine. So, yeah, this was in fact the very best battle that I had, and you could see I boom and zoomed a bomber. I was lucky with the fire, and even that was awkward. Then the BTD-1 threw himself into a head-on, and it also was a 1 versus 1 where I had a massive advantage. So now let's talk here about the radar, and I see 2 friendlies in front of me, but I see 4 signals, so that means there are 2 enemies in the sky. The P-63 was just there. This helps you to estimate where the enemy is going, if it is coming towards you or going away from you. Spotting bombers in the clouds, it ranges up to 4 kilometers. That is really nice, but again, some other German heavy fighters have this feature as well, even at lower battle rating. And I'm rather proud out of this kill. So he was really preoccupied here with the P-47. Isn't that really showing what War Thunder can do? An American captured Bf-109 fights a German captured P-47 and gets killed by a heavy fighter. And that was pure luck, and I was really happy about this kill, that I got it in this fashion. But again, it might be okayish as a support heavy fighter, and you really have to rely on your team, and I think you're more like a downgrade for your team. Even a bomber would be more useful. At least you could bomb the bombing points, at least you could drain some of the points, and I think I would have still more fun in the Ju-288. So I will continue to talk in this way, but that's in a nutshell. The gun places are awkward, the defensive gunner is not really useful. You have to really rely on your teamwork, you really have to rely on enemies throwing themselves in head-ons, the aiming is awkward, the damage model is okayish, I guess, but honestly, I could do the very same thing, even better, in other planes. As if you are okay with this, if you want to have it as a collector, it is out of the question if you want it or not. And again, watch this dive here. Yeah, there we are, reduced speed at 650, 660 kilometers per hour. And you notice that it is really nice that I don't have here any sort of compression. But still, that's not really a redeeming factor. So here I just had to pull out early. It is just a playstyle, and say what you want, but I have the energy advantage and I need to keep it, and I only can hope that this guy does the mistake that he tries to pull up right now. Okay, can we get guns on target? It is so awkward to aim with those guns. It is so bad. I would have killed this guy twice now, I'm pretty sure, if I would have flown the TAR 154. And there we go. So the aiming is really awkward. It is not quite as bad as with some of the British 4-engine float planes, the Sunderland with the offensive armament, where you really can't zoom in. But it is right in between this horrible status and being acceptable. Again, on paper, many guns, air start, radar, defensive gunner, schräge Musik, you name it. But in practice, it is probably a bit too much to be really useful. And this was, again, a very lucky battle. So quick look at the results. Nearly 60,000 silver lines and 7,262 modification research points. Would have been more if the premium would have been applied to me, but this is a test drive, so the result would be 115, 16, 17,000 silver lines, and that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies of War Thunder.